Pretty much destroyed any idea of infinite campaign DLC. I thought that was going to be a given when the game first came out. They just had the best story events that
Excuse me.
Happy 4th of July, my friend.
Yes.
basically that gave us this. The team that finally given us we have been waiting for.
So everything's boosted, and it's double
Yes.
over to the Nightfall.
And the Nightfall Sepics.
At once, which makes it all the more interesting to me why 343 was hit immediately. You know, like I'm just trying to put all the pieces together to get an accurate reading on the state of 343.
And Neb, just like I guessed last week, the first part of the fishing rally on my Titan, next part on my Hunter, the last part on my Warlock. Didn't even have to fucking guess. Just immediately logged into the Warlock. I am not doing fucking god dang Last Wish game. Stop telling me to do it. Stop it.
We tried it once and it didn't work.
No.
But that
And
might
we will
be
not try it
because
again.
that might be because very little is stupid.
Yes. Also, it's very confusing. We know we have to shoot the eyes, but we don't know how to get the pattern right. So we're not doing it.
Why
Unless
can't
we
we
can
just
find people.
Why can't we just shove a bomb into our mouth and detonate it?
I don't know.
It seemed like every time he appeared in the video, it's just to deliver bad news, you know? It's like, what could have been? So in the midst of all this controversy, people started to speculate that
Oh, this Warlock over here did the whole Valve the Disciple raid.
fucking keep away from that idea back with so much attention that it worked in the
Pup.
Upper.
Pet the Robo Pup.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say the franchise is in a good state when it is necessary for leadership to come out and say, don't worry guys, we also
Neb, you want to hear some bullshit?
What?
I just found out why my town hasn't had Founders Day in a while.
Why?
Because they renamed it to the Okoe Music Festival, on top of the fact that they only renamed it because people got butthurt.
Over a town name?
They don't like the name Founders Day anymore. You know?
I don't see the logical correlation.
No, I really don't either. But yeah. Just like with how they're renaming Fort Bragg to Fort whatever. Because they're butthurt about some dude that's already dead. You know? Oh, my friend. You are already ready for the 4th of July. You are red, white, and blue. Alright, so we just wait on Vincey Vince?
We went to a barbecue, remember?
Wait, what? What?
I could have sworn he
No, I
noticed
did
us
not.
already.
He probably did, but I thought he'd already be back by now because he has to go to work.
Huh.
Not to mention Microsoft being stingy.
He's got to be to work by 5 our time, which is 4 his time, which is in
Patrick Brent.
about an hour. Because it's 2:51 right now.
Can I just say, Microsoft, your strategy with contract.
Let's see. He does it on Tuesday. He'll be unavailable due to a 4th of July barbecue. He'll be attending with his dad. And then his dad will help him get to work.
Not a team sense.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 4.5 years since the starting this Starfield, but this doesn't matter. I'm noticing a lot of Xbox exclusives. We get a trailer, and then
I have been bamboozled.
You have indeed been bamboozled.
like think about this. We didn't see multiplayer gameplay till
Oh, somebody found CLL Hamkara grasps.
after. Get what I'm saying? Like it's not just one thing. So, now, I think
Quack.
Yeah, my dad and I put together the new grill he got. It's a Blackstone. It can fit pancakes on it.
It's sticking over here.
Yes. This is not the Colonel, however. The Colonel is in the hangar. This is just a basic chicken. You're not Cheddar. You're just some basic bitch.
Wait a minute. This isn't my championship cover belt. And you're not Cheddar. You're just some common
You're just
bitch.
some common bitch. Also, look, I can climb the tree. No! Look. Got it, chicken. Mer. Mer. Neb, the tree hates me.
I
Not the
know.
Lorax. Do not speak for it. Alright, well, I guess it's just going to be you and me on the Pondcast today, unless Brother Vault wants to join us, but he's just in a party by himself. Or actually, he's not even in a party. Did I invite Brother Vault? He's just on Microsoft Edge.
Up to you, I guess.
Yeah, I will invite. Well, first I'm going to make the party invite only. Then I will invite Brother Vault. Just because Caleb's online, but he's on Skyforge, so it is okay.
You mean where he spends all his time these days?
Yeah. Alright, well, let's go fishing.
Yay.
Brother Vault! Hello. Neb, I would like to wait to do strikes whenever Vince and you are available because I have the last quest for the exotic thingamabobber. And it says complete the Strike Devil's Lair in the Cosmodrome with your Arc subclass and new exotic armor equipped. And you know me, I'm always on Arc, and I always have my helmet on.
Yeah.
Crown of Tempest. So it literally works out.
Well, luckily for you, I'm not leaving until Thursday, so.
Perfect. You say Vince is unavailable tomorrow?
No, he had the day off tomorrow.
Oh, he has tomorrow. Okay, wait, where am I looking? Wednesday. Says he has to work tomorrow from 6 to 1. Well, that's what I'm looking at his schedule. He just posted it on the 2nd. Also, happy 4th of July, Brother Bolt. Is she? Is she? Like, look in the work schedule. It says he works.
God damn it.
Well, unless he posted that after he found out that he got the day off. That could be the case.
Never mind. I'm wrong. I'm just wrong.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm wrong.
Alright. Well, we'll still have plenty of time to play with him tomorrow. He doesn't go until 5 y'all's time, 6 my
I
time.
work tomorrow.
Oh. Wait, I thought you were going on Wednesdays.
What is tomorrow?
Oh, fuck. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Shit.
Airship images, catalog,
Alright, well, what time do you work tomorrow?
12 to 6.
Fuck. And you leave Thursday. So we won't be able to play at all.
Until at least Monday.
And I won't be here Monday. Well, I might be here. I don't know if I'll be here Monday.
Fudge!
Because remember that thing I told you about? My grandpa going to visit my uncle in North Carolina
Oh.
for his, promotion.
Our favorite strike. Boosted reputation and
Won't be able to play.
it is an unfortunate stampede.
I mean, unless I don't end up going. But, I haven't seen my grandpa and my uncle in about a good decade plus.
I'm pretty sure I haven't seen my cousins in 20 years. And only one of them is actually related to me. Hell, I haven't seen my grandpa in close to 20 years. For one primary reason. He's a stick in the mud who doesn't like to go anywhere.
Oh.
He also says there's no difference between regular TV and Blu-ray.
A catch is on its way.
There is a big difference between the regular TV and Blu-ray.
But I doubt it's good.
This is
Wait, the weapon exchange.
And very dangerous. Watch out.
Yeah, there's balls from the last weapon exchange over there. Let me see if I can bring one back.
Might want to hurry in case it's random does something stupid.
Oh man, I can't. That sucks. Gotta bring the ball back manually. I'm coming, Nib.
What the
36
shit?
seconds left on the... Oh, what?
I thought I heard an explosion.
Well, we were trying to make it heroic, but I guess this guy wants to go fishing. That's nice. Where's the chest? Oh, there it is. It's over here.
I feel like I need to get a screenshot of this.
Bungie, why have you not fixed this? I'm a little disappointed. So, well, what you doing today?
Right now I'm just chilling. Later I have D&D plans. Trying not to think myself into insanity.
Fair enough. Always good not to think yourself into insanity.
Ah, there's the fishing pond.
It's hard when your brain never shuts up.
Yes, yes it is.
So here's today's first topic for the podcast.
Hmm?
Don't bully content creators like...
No.
I feel
don't.
like this shouldn't have to be said.
Yeah. But also, content creators, don't make your story unbelievable.
Exactly. For the first part of this topic, for Vault, if he doesn't know, yesterday on Twitter, there's this rando fan just bullying and harassing Vinci Pop to give a name to a random-ass background character, Hellhound.
Yep.
who served absolutely no importance and only had one
Few,
line.
like 1 or 2 lines. And that's it.
I mean, I literally watched a movie where 2 people were given credit for the roles of random black guy and bigger random black guy. So
Fair
I
enough.
do kind of see this person's point, where if they had a spoken line, they should be credited as a voice actor. But I also do not agree that it's worth being a douche over.
He bullied and harassed Vince Bob so much he ended up suspended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a way you go about things. That's not it.
Nope.
Alright, now Nick, how does your topic start?
Oh yeah, content creators. Do not write your story to where your timeline does not fit within the constraints of your show, especially if you show holidays that happen in real life, such as Christmas, or birthdays, or Valentine's Day. Don't have 2 Valentine's Days within set seasons of your show. And say that, oh yeah, all these events have only been a year. How does that work? You can't have 2 Valentine's Days in a year. That's not how timelines work.
Yeah.
Also, please, clearly, first off, put your episodes in order. Don't put them in release order. Put them in chronological order.
Yes.
Secondly, don't hire a third studio to produce your show and release it, and then they release it in the order you give them. Like, don't do that, you know? Or make sure that you give them the proper release order. You know, akin to Firefly. That show was doing great if only it was released in order. You know?
If you're wondering what we mean, Vault, basically the quote-unquote first story arc of Miraculous Ladybugs ended in a way that has left Nick very jaded.
Yep.
So,
And conflicted.
Uh-huh.
just for my own personal cliff notes,
Yes.
you said that they had 2 Valentine's Day in one season.
In
so-
two different seasons. I think season 2 and 4.
Okay. But these events all happened within the span of 1 year.
Yeah.
So,
Supposedly. In the span
was
of
it
1 year.
that... Was it that it's been a full year now that it's been another Valentine's Day?
No. From the
They
start of the
just had
show,
a second Valentine's Day.
yeah, they just had a second Valentine's Day, and they had a actual Christmas special, and then a Christmas-themed episode, but it wasn't set during Christmas.
Huh. Were
Yeah.
the Valentine's Day episodes on Valentine's Day? Or near
Yes, they were.
Valentine's Day?
They were both set on Valentine's Day. Now remember, the show's set in Paris, France.
Right.
The Valentine's Day should...
romance.
Yeah, but Valentine's Day
Well,
should still be a general, you know, it's the same day every year type of holiday. You know?
Yes. And if I had to guess, and feel free to stop me if I begin to sound sexist, but the show is based around a woman, and they do tend to feel more strongly about Valentine's Day than most men do.
Yes.
Do you feel
Well-
like that may have had anything to play in this?
For the context of the 2 episodes, no, surprisingly, because it was the whole town celebrating, obviously, and the main characters are teenagers. In high school.
Okay. Okay.
So,
But that's not the main crux of the issue. The main crux is how season 5 ended.
yeah. Long story short, and for those of you listening and don't want spoilers, turn away now, but for those of you who don't care, or have already seen enough on Reddit and Twitter, the main villain wins.
But it comes with a load of asterisks. Asterisks?
Asterisks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. He dies, and is remembered as a hero. His civilian persona is, at least.
Okay.
in a timeline
And
that has
the-
been thoroughly remade.
Yep, because that's how the powers of the miraculous works. If you have the miraculous of the cat and the ladybug, which are destruction and creation, that if you combine them two, you get one singular wish. But like with Full Metal Alchemist, in the sense of laws of equivalent exchange, you put something in, something has to be taken away.
Okay.
So, yep. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I will say that even Darth Vader got a proper burial.
Yeah.
Well, funeral. He wasn't exactly buried.
No, he had a funeral pyre.
But even Darth Vader got a proper funeral.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he wasn't remembered as a hero.
It was remembered
So
as
At least.
a villain, which, makes sense.
Now, he wasn't punished for his crimes, because, well, he died, basically saving the day, but still. His son knows what happened.
He did kill the Emperor.
Yeah. Well, quote-unquote killed.
He rejoined the side of the light because he finally saw that it was wrong.
Yep.
And literally undid everything that he possibly could have in his final action.
Yep.
I
None of
mean,
this-
In the eyes of his
yes,
son. Go ahead.
he did still fuck over Obi-Wan in
Yep.
just extremely and in multiple ways.
Yep.
He did still, execute Order 66 on the younglings.
Yep. And helped
And-
destroy Alderaan.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he literally ordered the destruction of a planet.
Well,
And
that was
all of his
Tarkin,
people.
really. Well, that was Grand Moff Tarkin. Vader was just
That
kind
isn't
of
to
like...
say that Anakin himself was completely blameless. There's a reason
Ooh.
me and Nick basically call this
Call him War
jokingly.
Crimes Skywalker.
Yeah.
War Crimes Skywalker. Meet War Crimes Prime.
But I mean, it's true what Sadler says in Resident Evil 4. That having a happy ending is just a cliche from American Hollywood movies.
Yeah. And this is a French-produced show written by a French guy. But, I mean, it's not really a happy ending because, well, the main female lead has to live with the guilt of, the villain having won and not telling her boyfriend, who is the villain's son, by the way, who was locked in an insane asylum by its father, that his father was the main villain, torturing them for about a year, if not a few months. So she has to live with
Okay.
twice the amount of guilt. And she has to lie to him, and it's like, really? You're gonna put all this stress and guilt and, secrets on a teenager?
We're not arguing the writing of this. We're arguing the execution.
Yeah.
Right.
On top of the fact that, and this goes back to your point, Neb, that if you criticize the writer for Miraculous, he instantly blocks you. Like, even if you're not being a Karen in your criticism, like, it's a genuine, like, hey, yeah, what's the timeline for the show? Like, why don't, like, it's a genuine concern. He immediately just acts like a big baby and blocks you. On Twitter, by the way.
Which
Okay.
is the biggest cesspool of
Evilness.
anything.
On top of the fact, self-inserted his ex-girlfriend to be the main character's mom, in a sense that they both look very similar. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, not all content creators are people pleasers. A lot of content creators just wanted to take something that they were passionate about and had fun doing and present that to others. And they don't always do well with negativity or even constructive criticisms.
Yeah.
I
That
do
being-
feel like sorry, my
Yo.
apologies.
You're fine.
I do still agree that these people who leave scathing reviews on things need to kind of check themselves because, like, I've looked at quite a number of mods for different video games, and some of them, it was one person who made that mod, and it probably worked really hard on it. When you leave these reviews that make it sound like they should have never even bothered, That's really not fair. Just because
No.
you didn't enjoy it, or maybe it isn't that great of a mod, or story,
Yeah.
or whatever. It's not always about fan service and providing
exactly.
what everybody wants. You showed what you were doing and had fun and were passionate about.
Exactly.
That being
I completely
said,
agree with you on that.
Yes.
holy shit, there's a lot of falsified criticism get flung Vinci Potts way, like, Jesus.
Yeah, not
people are
everybody
still
takes...
Some people are
Go
still
ahead.
on her case for stuff she apologized for years ago.
Yeah. And I unfortunately feel like she is suffering from an immense negativity that comes from people who just don't get furry culture. Because, I mean, it's not for everybody. I get that.
No,
I
it's not.
personally don't think there's anything
Yeah.
wrong with it. But some people, they're into that. And, you know, hey, if it makes them happy, how can I say no? It has nothing to do with me.
I've
Exactly.
known some furry content creators who have, whose stuff starts as little passion projects that they work on solely themselves, but then eventually just put it behind a massive, egregious paywall.
Yeah.
Here's Vinci Pop putting out a show that's arguably better than Family Guy or South Park on the internet for free.
For free. Yep.
Yeah. Just sharing a project that she was passionate about.
Yeah.
And, except for one episode, giving a warning, hey, some of this might be fucked up depending on how you look at it. So, take it
And
with a
even
grain of salt.
then, you still got people who complain about the content of the show when the warning is literally right there.
Beginning of the
At
show.
the beginning of the show. And
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah, and at the end. It's in literally every episode.
Minus one episode, yes, in the episode 8, the one that was just released
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
the end of
Yes,
season
yes.
1.
Yes.
They didn't have the warning. Hey, you
No.
know what? Shit happens. Mistakes are made. We're fucking human. Or, sorry if me swearing is bad. I was trying
Nah,
not
you're
to,
fine.
but-
Yeah, you're fine. But yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous that these people just can't understand. First off, this is a show set in hell. For first sake, no one's going to give a flying fart in hell. It's literally the physical domain of hell.
It's literally a place filled with bad people.
Yeah,
Your
It's
personal
hell,
definition
Millie.
of
Nobody
bad-
cares about clean cars around here.
Your personal
Exactly.
definition of bad people may vary, but still.
yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, in the very first pilot episode of Hazbin Hotel, Charlie literally sums up every bad person that's in hell. Literally. In a song.
Yeah.
And she didn't build that in a cave with a box of scraps.
Right.
Now, the more the
She's not
reality
Tony
of
Stark.
who gets to go to
Oh.
hell and who gets to go to heaven seems a little fucked up in the show. Because Miss
Yes.
Mayberry leads her life as peaceful as can be, yet has one
And-
incident of unbridled rage.
Yep. Gets sent straight to
Well,
hell.
We also do have to look at it
Those in the field.
I'm
A catch is
assuming
on its
that
way.
because they have
I'm not sure
characters
what
like
it's up to,
Beelzebub
but
and
I doubt
Ozymandias
it's good.
that it goes off of the Catholic lore. And in that regard, she did murder someone, attempted to murder another person, and
Yeah.
committed self-die. I feel like, yeah, by their definition, she absolutely would
This
go to
is
hell.
about to get interesting.
Assuming that
And
you
very
are a
dangerous.
person who believes
Watch
in
out.
heaven and hell, and assuming blah blah blah. But as much
Neb,
as
the-
we look at the show and be like, well, yeah, understandable that she did that. Like,
Neb, the
my
balls
God,
are still here.
I feel for her.
Oh.
But
The balls. The electric balls of evil. Oh my god, are we about to cheese this public event?
I have accounted to that, Paul.
yes,
While Lifton and Loopty Goopty aren't understand we go to hell, because Well, they're billionaires.
They experimented on humans, apparently.
Yeah, they tortured
They
people.
somehow have people in heaven that want to send them a blessing. That seems
Well,
a
yeah.
little sus.
I mean,
Yeah.
if anything, if I had to guess, it probably would have been a relative kid. Maybe a grandfather who was also a rich man and wanted his grandson to make a fortune, and here he is building a machine that will literally make him the 4th billionaire. Like, I could see where, like, a family member might look at him with some pride. Yeah, look at the fucked up shit he did get. But I mean,
Alright, that's fair.
Yeah. Or could, just to set an example, because the whole, there's the whole actual scripture of, the war between heaven and hell. Who's to say it couldn't have been Michael?
That's fair.
yeah, any person who was in heaven who deemed fit to throw that man above, for whatever reason that may be.
Oh,
Like,
I
it's
thought of a
Michael.
better counter.
Of course he's going to try and one-up Lucifer. Go ahead.
Okay, so the cherubs screw up one time, and are
Yep, and they're
immediately
kicked out of
kicked out.
Yep.
Again,
They're locked out of
they committed one
heaven.
sin. According to the Catholics, if you sin but do not repent, you will go to hell. They
Fair.
hadn't had the chance to repent, so they tried to go back to heaven. No.
No.
That being said, that dear cherub, I mean that was that cherub, is
Was
an
voiced by
absolute
Busy Cop
Karen,
herself.
and it's an absolute Karen.
Wait,
yeah, definitely.
Wait, which one? Deary? The one voiced by Vivzy?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
She's Karen. Like, I'm generally curious. Like, how is she a Karen?
Well, I guess the fandom classifies her as the Karen because of the whole yeah, no thing. Or some more
Yeah,
akin to that one
no.
office character from that movie that I don't know.
Office character from the. Wait, you talking along with James McAvoy?
Yes.
The one where he becomes insanely rich?
Like, yeah, these are the comparisons that people make. I'm not grasping at straws here. Maybe I am.
It's all good. We all grasp at straws some days. Alright, back to fishing. But yeah, Vol, it's just... Miraculous had a very tough development. Not Jurassic Park 3 tough, but in the sense that, there was this one episode called, Keelan, Q-U... No, not Q. Or not U. Q-I-L-I-N. It's a Chinese dragon of sorts.
Keelan?
Yeah, Keelan. So the main character's mom gets turned into what's called an Akuma, because that's the whole Monster of the Week format.
Okay.
Problem is that her Akuma form was shown off in an episode that, in chronological order, was supposed to happen after Keelan.
But when it aired, it was before.
Yes.
Could this be a case of, like, showing a flash forward?
No, because there was no prior context to
Okay.
her mom's Akuma form.
I can provide another
Nothing.
example that goes along with this.
Mhm.
There are 2 episodes in the original Power Rangers season, Life of Master Bites of Masquerade and Gun Ho, that both feature what's called Super Putties. In both episodes, the teens are surprised and caught off guard by the Super Putties, and both times they had to think of a new way to defeat them. They are introduced twice.
Wow. That's pretty bad. But yeah, it's just tough because season 1 is easy enough to follow because, like I told Neb yesterday, it's just your weekly Saturday morning cartoon type of season. No heavy plot details, no big character developments, just simple. Turn your mind off, watch it, and enjoy it.
Okay. I mean, having not watched the show, there's not a whole lot of insight I can give.
Yeah.
I will say what little I have seen, the animation is wonderful quality.
Yes. And that's the other thing. It's handled by 3 to 4 different animation studios per season, per episode. You know, the main
And what
studio, ZAG, handles the majority of the show, but then some others handle other seasons and episodes. But yeah, yeah.
They do an amazing job.
Yes, they do. But you can tell when it's a different, like, you can tell, like, look at season 1, you can tell when it's ZAG, and then if you can tell in season 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 when it's a different, yeah.
I just thought
It's-
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a Boss has a better flow of time. Does A, Murder Family, we know, starts out in January at least.
Yep.
Then by episode 3, we're in spring break.
Yep.
By episode 4, it's time for the Harvest Moon, which is in fall,
Yep. Which is around,
Well,
yep, around the fall.
I'm wondering if that's the Harvest Moon in Hell or on Earth, though. But you are correct.
Yeah. Well, didn't Stolas have to open up a portal to Earth to get the
Yeah.
moon?
Because I don't think Hell
that is
has
a
it.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Hell has a moon.
Nick, we're getting shot
His
at.
moon. Yeah, I know. I'll take care of it in a minute.
Station.
Excuse me! We're fishing over here!
Now, I don't know as far as the newer episodes, with the first episode of season 2 being mostly flashbacks. But we can assume, since we went from January to the fall, we can assume that it's been at least
A few months.
9 to 10 months.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
What episode was Lyle and Luffy in?
That would be episode, 5, Neb?
Oh yeah, no,
6?
that was episode 4. Episode 5
4.
is the Harvest Moon Festival, my bad.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Lyle and...
Okay, but
and-
I'm wondering now when the Harvest Moon Festival is held, because in Lyle's episode, they take the old man to the mall, and kids
Oh,
are
yeah.
like, lining up
Yeah.
to meet Santa. That would only happen literally in December, and probably towards the end of the month.
I'd say maybe late November. Maybe.
I wonder, does time work differently in Hell?
Well,
That's
if you
what I'm
ask someone
wondering.
who watched Supernatural, the answer is yes. I would say the Netflix and previous Fox show Lucifer, but that was also Michael in disguise as Lucifer lying to Detective Chloe Decker. So we're just not going to use Lucifer as an example. We're just going to use Supernatural as an example.
So I guess we can't really
Okay.
gauge how much time has passed, because Octavia is
Yeah.
still 17.
Yes, but we also don't know when her birthday exactly is.
Correct. The
All
most
we
we
know-
can tell is that we can at least gauge how old Stolas and Stella were
When they,
when Stella laid the egg.
Yep. And I believe they're both in their 30s now, aren't
Yep.
they? 36? 37?
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
When you think about it at first, you're like, oh,
Oh.
jeez.
Yep.
So they would have been around 20-ish at the time.
Yeah. And catch my fish.
You know,
But
considering
yeah.
it was a royally made engagement, I'm wondering why they didn't have them get married and try for children as soon as they became of age, because that is generally how that is done, or at least in earthen culture.
Yes.
I know why. Because some people on Twitter and Tumblr probably would have thrown a hissy fit.
That is a good point.
Then again, don't
Yeah.
like throw a hissy fit over everything.
That
Yes.
is also a good point.
Like, oh, do you know how often I had to say this? Bro, did she even watch the show? The answer you're looking
calm down,
for is
man.
right there.
Like, calm down, man. It's just a cartoon.
Yeah, or pay more attention. Try not to get butt hurt so easily. Something. But then that's also like pointing a blame at them for having an opinion, and I'm not trying to do that either.
Yeah. Which makes me a little bit concerned for when Hazbin Hotel finally does come out, that people have spent years building up so many headcanons.
And they're just come crashing down.
Some are just gonna go throw a massive hissy fit.
Yeah. And it sucks because no matter what I have thought about what the next episode of Hell of a Boss would be, I've never been upset by what they presented or the actions done in it that I wouldn't have thought would be done, but they did.
In the entire time of the show, the only stickler so far has been Luna and Blitz in the second episode of Season 2, where that whole thing just feels out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And it didn't help that Moxie was egging Blitz on to act more aggressive. Also the fact that Moxie and Millie were basically useless in that episode.
Yeah, they basically were.
Like, don't get me wrong, I still liked the episode, but for the fact that it was initially started off as the entire gang going to search for Octavia, to just Luna, basically being the MVP of the episode. I mean, I'm not upset, but I'm not pleased with it either. I still like the episode, but I wish it would have gotten interesting. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst. All I'm saying is if I had to change anything about that episode, I just would have rather them all go on one wacky adventure together around Los Angeles. That's it. Instead of Millie trying to get Moxie away from buying a bunch of crap, and Blitz and Stolas being distracted by a Hollywood TV show. That's it. Like, they could have all just split up normally and gone searching in different areas of Los Angeles, and that would have been fine. Maybe they could have done something about, you know, Blitz and Stolas talking about the whole thing at Ozzy's.
Which brings me back to Stella, because before Season 2 started, we all had various headcanons about Stella. Like, maybe the two were in love at some point, but then something happened.
And then it just fizzled out, and
then Stolas was actually being an asshole.
And then we find out, oh, no, none of that was true, and Stella's just been evil from the day she was born. Or I guess you could say she was bad to the bone.
I will admit, I would not be surprised at all if Stolas tried to make it work. But honestly, yeah.
We do know.
The youngest thing you see of her is her literally ripping the head off of an animal. I really had no trouble believing that Stella is just a massive twat waffle. And I'm not surprised that even if Stella or Stolas was trying hard to make this work to, like, you know, keep things happy-ish for, like, their daughter.
And he tried.
Definitely, yes. Also, considering his own homosexual tendencies, I doubt that any sort of budding relationship would have been possible, even if Stella was a wonderful woman. If that makes sense.
Yep.
And then comes Western Energy, where we learn not only is she an evil bitch, she's
also dumber than a box of rocks.
To quote the episode itself, you would get the half? No, you stupid cow! You get nothing!
Yeah, it seems like her brother Andre got the brains of the bunch.
And also vaguely confirms, like right at the moment Andre mentions Octavia, what does she do? Nothing. She keeps dipping her tea. Which means not only does she not care about Stolas,
not even her own daughter. Which once again brings me back to my point that I am very doubtful she was any way responsible for helping raise their own daughter. Like hell, just look at the beginning of episode 2. How baby Octavia was calling out for both her parents, and look what Stella did. Nothing.
Yeah.
She literally pulled the blanket away from Stolas.
See it in the imagery of if you pause the frame. Stolas is just laying there. The comforter very around him.
And Stella's the one hogging it. server? Yes, it is a damn server.
Acting like they own it.
Take down that servitor and they start.
At this point, it's really no wonder that Solus is an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Look what this woman
And
did to
possibly-
him every fucking day.
Right.
And he possibly abuses drugs, too. But once again, depression is a hell of a thing. Look what it does to some people. Depression is a serious issue. And that poor Birdman is in some big depression times. He needs to go see a therapist.
If hell even has therapist.
I would assume so.
Blitz did say that he had a therapist in the pilot episode.
Oh yeah.
We got
I mean,
the
I'll rehab it,
Oh, no.
basically.
server took down the other
Yeah.
Yeah, there's rehab, apparently
Smash their
therapy.
hopes to powder again.
I mean, hell, look at the Happy/Has-Been Hotel. Literally advertised to help rehabilitate sinners. And I don't doubt that any part of rehabilitation, whether it be drug, alcohol, or depression-related rehabilitation, doesn't involve therapy.
Also, let's just be
That's
glad
the whole-
Solus wasn't drinking Beezle juice, cause that is heavy
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah. And hell, look what it did to Blitz. Although
I
he
mean,
Look
was
what it did to the
absence-
fist on Earth.
Yeah, true.
Absinthe is also a hell of a drink now.
Oh no.
I've heard that if you have real absinthe and you melt a sugar cube into it and take that, it will basically make you hallucinate.
Oh
Damn.
no.
Yeah. So absinthe is a hell of a drink,
Oh, wow.
my guy. I know you don't drink much. This is why I'm adding my knowledge to this conversation.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Your drinking knowledge is always vastly appreciated. And
Now, if I
welcomed.
may point out another thing. Some people complain about X's and O's, where Moxie didn't really get to do anything. That issue was immediately solved the next episode.
Yep.
I will admit, I do kind of wish they would just give us like not even a full episode of it, just maybe like I don't know, it could be like a 5-minute cutscene or whatever.
Yeah,
I would
flashback.
I would like to see what they did to those lumberjacks before they went to Aussies.
You know what? I am kind of curious about that, too.
Well, the most
Like-
we know is that Flixo, Moxie, and Billy were having fun there.
Right?
I want to know who gave the order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Who
if it was a
needed
hippie-
a group of lumberjacks to die?
And if it was a hippie,
Group of
what's a
tree
hippie
hoppers.
doing in hell?
I mean,
don't know.
drug use.
And is there weed in hell?
Oh,
Probably.
absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, because Neb, remember the vending machine in the pilot of Has-Been?
Oh yeah.
There was all sorts of drugs, literally for purchase on the side of the road.
Yeah. In a goddamn soda vending machine.
Oh, and
I'm
that again
assuming-
ties.
Good.
And that again ties back to us things people criticize in Western Energy, where they fought the nurse character, whose name was Muffy. Apparently they all thought that was Vinci Bob making fun of disabled people, but it's the thing. She wasn't disabled. She's high.
You're stupid. Oh, she's hot. Oh.
Ah,
The
That's
sloth
why she
ring.
said she couldn't read, and then could read.
Because it's the sloth ring. And we've all seen that's
Oh,
where the
yeah.
drugs come from.
Oh.
have they ever said what ring of hell the Has-Been Hotel was built in?
Pride.
Yes, Pride.
Ah, thank you.
Because
I
that's
never
where all the
actually-
sinner
backyard,
demons
basically.
live.
Yep.
Ah. I mean, it does make sense that Cherry Bomb and Sir Pentious would be from the Pride Ring.
Yep.
Like, that fits both of them extremely well. Well,
Yes.
and Angel Dust, too.
Mm-hmm.
And Maggie.
Yeah. Although, realistically, if you think about it, if sinners could go to the other rings, Angel would so love it in the Lust Ring. Like,
Well, we literally
We all know.
see Moxie and Millie go to a different ring on that train. They went to the Lust Ring to go to Austin.
yeah.
Well, here's
Yeah,
the
well, they're
rule.
imps. They're Hellborn.
And they went to Wrath.
Yeah. Well, they're Hellborn. They can go to rings. Sinner
Yes.
demons, you know,
Yes, here's how
aka
it goes.
souls from Earth. Yeah, go ahead.
The article reads that anyone above them can travel freely from in between the rings. Anyone below Sinner Demons can travel between rings. I'm not sure if Overlords are restricted to one place.
They're still technically Sinner Demons. They're just high-powered sinners.
Thank you, Nick.
So, oh hey, I got a Dranglefish Bordeaux.
It would not surprise me at all if Radio Demon finds a way to transcend going between rings.
That would be scary.
Fun fact, there's no plant life in the Lust Ring. It's all one big city. Or rather, one big red light district.
Jesus Christ.
Which leads to another big question we still have. What the fuck happened in Blitzel's past? Like, what happened?
Well, I'm assuming his mother died, and then I'm assuming some accident with acid, possibly. Or Mammon. Nib, you lucky bastard, you caught a Kepring axe head.
Yeah, because if you look at Kid Blitz, he does not have those white splotches all over him.
Nope. White splotches indicate damage.
Scar tissue, if you will.
I have no real idea as to what may have happened, but I have thought about it.
Yeah.
And personally, if I had to guess, there's probably some accident that was caused by him fighting with Fitzarali.
Oh yeah,
Before
definitely.
he went to Aussie's and stuff, I'm assuming probably due to like a unhinged emotional state due to his mom passing away, probably even his dad being a total fucktard because he is one anyway. And I'm assuming that this might have hurt his sister in a way that like led her to the drug use that would lead her to the rehab where she met Veronica Mayday.
Yeah. Now, speak on that real quick. Somebody did say that, I'm not sure if it was an animatic from the episode or somebody's fan theory, but that it was that Blitz, after said emotional breakdown, basically left Barbie in charge of taking care of Mom. Because maybe it was, they found out that Mom's disease was terminal, and, you know, Blitz left, and, you know, left Barbie in charge of taking care of their mom. And going off of how my mom and I were dealing with my grandma, even though she wasn't terminal in any case before her stroke, yeah, I could definitely say that from experience, that's definitely going to put a big stress on your life.
Because here's what
Like,
we
you
know
may love your
just from the
relative.
circus. We already know that something's wrong with Tilla. We don't see her, but we already know she's in a bad way.
Oh, yeah.
And we know that something at least happened to Fizzolari, that he lost all 4 limbs.
And his horns.
So the question is, how do you go from sweet little kid Fizzolari to that?
Yep. The world may never know.
But we just seem to keep asking the question of, Blitz, what did you do? Since the animatic on the level up review seems to heavily imply that it's Blitzel's fault that Tilla's dead.
Not good.
Yeah, something happened, and clearly it fucked up Fitzarali more than the rest because he had to straight up get new appendages.
Not to mention getting on with a big rooster. Heyo.
Right.
Ew. Literally, his sugar daddy.
That being said, I am all for Beelzebub being the fun uncle, being the fun aunt to Charlie.
Yes. Also spoiling that girl with all the sweets.
Like,
Oh, definitely.
All of them.
you go to Ozzy's and you see the kind of stuff Asmodeus puts on, and then you go over to Beelzebub's place, and you're having a good time.
Yeah, like literally. I can just see Beelzebub being the party planner for every single one of Charlie's birthdays. Like, That's it. That's canon to me. You know, Lucifer doesn't even need to call; he just automatically knows. B's got this. Like literally,
Yeah, she's gonna
he and
show up
Lilith.
with all the cakes and shit.
Yeah.
She's gonna show up and be like, "Everybody eat, dance, have a good time, drink. You know, give in to the gluttony."
Literally.
Even when she got angry, the worst she called Luna was sour cream.
Yeah. But that being probably due to their just different personalities, being that they are the head honchos of the various rings. I mean, their persona of what they're embodying is probably very true to their own personality.
But speaking of, some people seem to be under the false belief that gluttony just involves eating a lot of food. It's
No,
not.
it really doesn't. That's going off of Full Metal Alchemist, where gluttony, first off, wasn't a demon, he was a homunculus, and second off, did technically embody that aspect of gluttony, where he had to eat a lot. But that was it. But he's not a demon, he is a homunculus representing the sin.
Gluttony is doing anything in excess.
Yes, like eating, or partying, or drugs, or just about anything under the sun. Gambling, for example.
There's even the term, a glutton for pain.
Yeah, a glutton for punishment, there you go. But literally, Lucifer and Lilith would not have to worry about planning any of Charlie's parties. They don't even have to call B. They're just like looking at their watch. 5 minutes later, B shows up. Everything's ready.
They don't even have to go shopping for party food.
Oh,
B can literally make it appear out of thin air.
Yeah, literally,
That's
and she
also
has
a
B
spell that
Eats.
you can use in Dungeons and Dragons.
She literally has Uber Eats. She has her own food delivery service.
Yeah.
We all praise Queen Bee. See, this is a good Queen Bee we can praise. There's some others.
Yeah, in
No.
D&D, there's a spell called Create Food and/or Water, and it does exactly what it says. You know, you can conjure up some like roast bird or something like that,
Ooh,
and
yummy.
food and like drink. There's actually a magic jar that can create various amounts of liquids day to day, and you can have, I think it's 5 gallons of wine per day.
Wow. Jeez.
And then there's a spell that druids can use called the Grand Feast, and you can literally summon a banquet.
Oh! Now see, that for a foodie like me who loves all the different types of cooking and stuff, and just looking at the food and eating the food, that would be my... If I made a druid, that would be my spell. That would be my favorite spell. Like, just,
Oh, definitely.
I could double class as a druid and a chef. Just because I could.
Well, chef's not really a class, but you can...
I don't care!
We can figure it out. We can figure it out.
I could, and I would, and I will.
There's one of the 7 deadly that we keep hearing about and seeing the symbol for, but have not met yet.
Yeah, Mammon.
Who,
We do know he's a fat, scary clown-looking motherfucker. That's about it.
we can infer that he rules over greed, and that he's probably not the nicest person.
No, he's not. Also, there's one other sin that we've never seen. Satan himself.
Have we seen
He's in
Envy?
charge of the Wrath Ring. Yeah, no, Envy either. So Envy and Wrath.
Let's see, what
Oh,
are
and
the 7
Sloth
again?
for that matter.
Yeah.
Sloth, Pride, Wrath, Greed, Gluttony,
So I could probably guess what Sloth's doing.
Chillin'. Yeah! One of each? One of each, please. I like brats and burgers and dogs. Sorry, was putting in my July 4th grill order.
Ah.
Oh, so Vault, it's ready? Yeah! The Vault, my dad bought himself a new Blackstone grill today from Walmart. And we built it today. And we cleaned it earlier, and now we seasoned it, because we watched a video that says when you get a Blackstone grill, do not have your first thing you cook on it be with bacon grease, or animal fat in general.
Okay.
There's the on-brand actual blacktop seasoning and cast iron conditioner you have to use first before cooking on your blacktop grill.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And now it's ready. And my dad can, and since it's a flat top and not like the grill top, we can make smash burgers now.
That being said, to the person who leaked the storyboard animatics for a future Hell of the Boss episode, fuck you.
Yeah, kindly go be not here.
Like, that is not cool. That's not only a betrayal of trust, that should not be out there anyways.
No.
We will see that episode when it's time.
When it comes out. So rounding back to Miraculous real quick. Because, y'all, there's the chronological order, there's the release order, and then there's the production order. So there's 3 different orders of episodes, just like Star Wars, for example. And I did look up, watch Star Wars The Clone Wars watch order, and there's actually a very specific order that they're in. But unlike Firefly or Miraculous, they were still produced in order, they're just not all in chronological order.
Yes.
There was a similar thing with an anime that I watched called Big O. It was a man who was a detective and also had something similar to a Megazord. It was a gigantic fuck-all robot called Big O. And the story was about how everyone in this town can't remember. Everyone got amnesia. All the computer data banks were wiped. All the robots were wiped. Everyone could not remember anything past X amount of time ago. And the anime is actually about how this city, the time re-loops and everything gets wiped over and over again.
Oh, Time Loop the TV show. That's interesting.
Yeah. So when you watch the show, episode 1 will be like part 1, but then episode 2 will be part 7. Episode 3 will be like part 12, and then episode 4 will be part 2. And it plays in a very awkward order because it's actually looped again, and now you're catching what you get to see this time that you're looking at it.
Oh, okay. Basically, the only thing with Star Wars: The Clone Wars is they weren't all necessarily in chronological order. Like the movie that started the show showed the events that happened after the Clone Trader episode of the season in the actual show proper. Because it started off with the war on Christophsis. Christophsis? Yeah.
It also comes after the Cat and Mouse episode.
Yes.
I'm out of heavy ammo.
Going haywire.
Oof. Oh no. At least I got the loot. Neb, why did it teleport me when it was already dead?
Excellent.
But yeah. So, Star Wars, because if you don't know that it's not in chronological order, then you're perfectly fine. The only issue I've seen thus far is the few episodes with, Padme's friend, Anacondo. What?
Apparently they're gonna start hiring new people for Halo again.
Yay! Maybe we'll actually get that, DLC for the story. I hope. I liked Halo Infinite's story, but they really need to continue it.
Well, then I guess we have another subject for this podcast. Free for free. I actually don't know. I actually don't know who'd be mad at them or Microsoft for kind of screwing them over.
Well, given how I really don't know. Be mad at both?
We can be mad at both.
Yeah. I mean, 343 didn't put their foot down until Microsoft, no, we won't do this. Give us more time. But at the same time, they still didn't put their foot down. You know, and, like, They just let Microsoft tell them what to do. And nearly killed Halo again.
Because here's the thing with Halo Infinite, Bulk. We went through 5 years of nothing.
Yep.
Right.
In a time span where it usually takes... Nick, how long does it usually take for a Halo to come out?
Well, Halos 1, 2, and 3 were all 3 years apart.
Yeah. And 2 was even rushed out the door, which is why it looks so...
My exotic fish! Yay!
Which is why
I'm
Halo
only
2
on
looks...
step 3.
Yeah. Which is why Halo 2 looks so... muddy.
Yeah. But then Halo 3 looks polished and refined.
And it's
Halo
arguably the
4
most
had
fun.
very good graphics.
Yes, it did. We don't talk about Halo 5.
I have only played 1, 2, 3, and 4, literally.
Those are the only ones you ever need to play, in my opinion.
Reach.
Yeah, I've heard
Oh, and Reach.
people
Reach and ODST.
tell me
Sorry.
that, like, ODST was fun in its own way, but, like, I don't know, I just kind of grew out of playing Halo. Like, I played it back when it was on the original Xbox, back on the PC, and
Fair enough.
after playing 1, 2, 3, and 4, I just kind of stopped.
I enjoy ODST
Yeah,
for
Reach
one
and
reason.
ODST. Yes. Fuck.
Jazz.
Oh yeah, the Jazz too. Yeah. But yes, ODST, I will say, when I first started, I was a little mad at it because my health bar. I did not expect the health system to be that shitty. Basically, I was playing a hunter before Destiny ever came out.
Okay.
But then I actually fell in love with the game, learned more about its story, had a friend to play it with who helped me beat the game twice, and I'm like, you know what? I judge this game too harshly. This is a good game.
And then there was
Especially when I
Reach,
compared it to Halo 5.
Yeah, and then there was Reach, which was an absolute banger.
Oh yes, Reach was best game. Halo and I literally talked about this one time. Reach was best game. Oh, I got the new fish! Eponian Alpha Beta. Yay. Didn't even mean to catch my fish just yet.
Now, we're not saying Halo
go
5
ahead.
is an entirely bad game. It's not.
No. But it could have been a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, they dropped the ball on the story.
The multiplayer, great, amazing, awesome. What happened to the story?
Whereas with Halo Infinite, it's kind of the inverse of the problem. Kinda.
Awesome, finally, 343 got back to Halo 4 mojo. What the fuck happened to the multiplayer?
And then 1 year later, we asked this. What happened?
What
the
did you
fuck
do?
happened?
What did you do?
We had to wait almost 2 years. No, 2 years for Infection.
Yep.
And they fucked
it's
it up.
Shit. Yep. Halo 5's Infection was better than this. And I haven't even played Halo Infinite. I refuse to. Just from Hammer's experience, I refuse to touch Halo Infinite's Infection. I was looking forward to it. Now? Now until
Me and
they
Nick
fix
would
it.
rather just play Fiesta.
Even that didn't go too well. But at least our and Neb, here's the thing. Somehow, our Halo Infinite matches go a hell of a lot better than our Crucible matches.
Yeah, because at least it somewhat feels like 343 cares.
Bungie? Bungie don't care nothing.
With the announcement of Marathon, it seems like the PvP team for this game is just...
Gone.
Hell, I even had a good time running around in Modern Warfare's PvP, just shooting my guns, leaving landmines everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But then over time, Activision just shoved more microtransactions into the system,
Yep.
and now the hackers are running rampant.
Yep. So rounding back to the last thing with Star Wars real quick. Unless you know there's a chronological order, you're fine watching it from Season 1, Episode 1, all the way to Season 7.
Yeah.
The only episode issues is when there's episodes that star, like I said, Padme's friend Anno, and then there's the episode that came out before all those involving him when he dies.
Yeah.
You know? So, obviously, you gotta watch the episodes where he's still alive first, then the episode where he dies last.
In
Other
season
than that,
5, the season
perfectly
was
fine.
supposed to start with the Alderaan episodes, but for some reason they decided to start the Small and Savage, which makes it weird because there's a Jedi who dies in that episode. And then when you get to the actual season opener, which is the very next episode, she's right there.
Oh, well, there were two. There was Stas Galia and Adi Galia.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying from a viewing standpoint.
Yeah, very weird. But at least it is explainable in universe, which is what Neb and I were actually talking about yesterday, Vault. And I literally summed up Neb and Vincent's story in like 10 sentences.
He did.
And then I literally told Neb, and this was random back to rack real quick. Don't give us an unexplainable, uncanonical explanation in your universe. You have to make the reason for this explainable to the understandable to the audience and to fit within the lore of the show you present. Or any medium, a book, video game, movie, comic. Like, make it a reasonable, understandable, comprehensive. That's another good word. Comprehensible explanation.
Do not
of why...
go the route of Terminator Dark Fate.
No. Yeah, just we don't talk about Terminator Dark Fate because it's too confusing for our simple-minded brains to comprehend.
This is why you have to be very, very careful when you introduce time travel. It's very easy.
I mean,
you fuck it up.
Yeah. I mean, hell, look at what Star Wars did. They established time travel exists, and then they promptly, swiftly, Control-Alt-deleted the time travel method.
Because there was only one way into that realm, and then they closed the only way into it.
They did it twice. Because remember, Ezra destroyed it after the Emperor rebuilt it.
Yep.
He beat the Emperor fucking twice. Just basically the Star Wars equivalent of Aladdin beat the Emperor twice. Congrats, Ezra Miller. Or not Ezra Miller, Ezra Bridger. Wrong Ezra. Fuck Ezra Miller.
So,
we stan Ezra Bridger.
Despite the fact that Elemental was a flop, it has still made more money than the Flash.
Yeah, and it's made more money than Ruby Gilman. Once again, proving that Disney, as I guessed, would reclaim their crown. It wasn't much of a fight to reclaim the crown, but they still reclaimed it from DreamWorks.
Now here's the thing. I've always seen all the advertising for the Flash, Elemental, and Across the Spider-Verse. But there was next to nothing for that Ruby Gilman film, like...
Yeah, I've
Jesus.
seen the... Yeah, it was shortly after I watched Puss in Boots back in March that I saw the one trailer for Ruby Gilman. One. And then, over the course of... Yeah, then of course, over like a few on YouTube, and, maybe a few here and there on TV, but these were all in May, a month before the movie came out.
It's basically
Aside from that,
Strange
the first-
World all over again.
Yeah, but for DreamWorks this time, seriously, alright, let's start a new topic. Your trailers. Don't release your movie trailer 3 months out or a month out from release.
And for that matter, don't give everything away in the trailer.
No. I mean, hell, look at Avengers. That trailer came out at the 2012 Super Bowl, but the movie was in production for quite a while.
And just look at the trailer for
half the Super Bowl is. Go ahead.
And just look at the trailer for The Force Awakens, but that was going around. You didn't have content for anything. We were just showing a bunch of flashy clips in random order.
Yeah. All you know is that Finn was a black stormtrooper. That's it. That's all you knew. You didn't even know his name. You just saw a black stormtrooper.
You saw new X-Wings, some fancy new stormtroopers, and some black robe guy with a fancy red lightsaber.
Yeah. Hell, you didn't even know about Snoke until you went and watched the movie. And then you look at Snoke and you think, oh my god, he's huge! And then you realize it's just a hologram and like, oh, that's a little disappointing, but okay.
Snoke's wasted potential for another episode.
Yes. We'll discuss that a different day.
And for that matter, let's see. That being said, advertisers, do not show me the same movie trailer over and over and
over again. God. Seriously, and that's just advertisement in any capacity for products, like both movies and physical products. Do not show me your product every single time I'm trying to watch a YouTube video. It will make me want to buy it less.
I mean,
Show
we didn't
me
care
once
this much
and be done with it.
We didn't care this much when we were kids, because
They were geared towards us.
Yeah, we didn't care much for the commercials back then. We just wanted our cartoon to come back on the air.
Yeah,
but
plus,
as you get older,
most cartoons, yeah, you just want the show to get back on.
and
even
back
more.
then, most cartoon episodes were 11 minutes long.
Yeah. Hell, a 30-minute show, well, probably, was it 11? I don't know. Like, the whole segment was probably 30 minutes, but it's like 5 minutes of commercials and then like maybe 15 minutes of show. I don't know.
But when you advertise something, video after video on YouTube, I'm gonna go get YouTube Premium.
Yeah, and what's even worse is if there's an ad on a 6-second video or a 30-second. Like, don't. Like, YouTube seriously needs to get their shit together and make it to where there's an option to see ads on a certain length of video. Like, here's one. This Transformer Godzilla action figure reviewer I watched named Jobby the Hong. Funny guy, hilarious.
The name sounds funny.
He's fun. He's hilarious, Neb. I think you'd like him. But seriously, he somehow perfectly times the commercials to when he says some stuff that seems, well, not controversial, but like sus. Like, he will somehow perfectly time the ad breaks to what he just said. Like, you're waiting for the punchline. You know?
I know some YouTubers that also do that, where they'll like start to do something like a scream, the frame will pause, the text will be right back will appear, and usually some musical tunes.
Yeah.
Of course, when
Like,
you have
hell, I
YouTube
know-
Premium and you don't have ads, that kind of falls flat, but still funny.
Yes. And then sometimes the ad doesn't even play on his videos. Sometimes it's later on or at the start. But still, like, hell, just the whole music thing you just mentioned, I know you don't like him, but Nostalgia Critic does that. He actually has a dedicated segment of his videos as a commercial outro.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
know he did that with his commercial themed episodes a lot.
Yeah.
Although I never got an ad to play at the right moment. That being said, the ad system itself, it's broken.
Yeah.
Like, back in the day, I would get a 370-minute ad about fucking countertop.
Jesus. You know, there's only ever been 2 good ads, and you want to know what those were?
What?
The entirety of the Lego movie and the entirety of the original Lion King.
Someone also got the entire Here's a Who movie.
See? Those are the only good ads when you have a free fucking movie.
And
that's-
commercial free, because it's already a commercial.
But
Yeah.
that just goes to show that the system is fucking broken.
Yeah. Well, I think they did the Lego movie thing, because wasn't Lego Movie 2 coming out around that time?
I think maybe.
Maybe it was...
But
I
even,
remember.
But even then, I sometimes got ads that were just other YouTubers' videos.
Wow.
I don't understand how that happens.
Yeah. Also, here's a good example of a trailer. Free Guy. It showed us basically nothing. Like, all it showed us was Ryan Reynolds getting some player's glasses and somehow discovering he's in a video game. Okay, later on in the trailer, you see buff Ryan Reynolds about to beat the shit out of skinny Ryan Reynolds. And that's all it showed us.
I mean, you don't need much more than that because it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
But the
Bada
thing
bing,
is,
bada
me and Nick would just shown Eternals over and over that I didn't even want to watch the fucking movie.
Yeah. And Neb, honestly, it's really not worth it. And I'll say it again. Once again, the only good thing that came from Eternals was the Lego sets. which is the exact same thing, aside from Lego, because this wasn't involving Lego, that came from the 2018 Predator movie. The only good thing that came from that movie, the goddamn action figures.
Yeah.
That is the only good thing that came from those two movies, respectively. You want to know why I said the Lego's vault?
I'm
All
sorry?
forces in the field.
I said, you want to know why I said the Legos are the only good thing from the Eternals movie?
Having not seen the Eternals movie, I don't know.
Well, it's the main Eternal, Arishem. He's a big old, I know you can't see colors, but he's a big old red boy.
Okay.
But when I first saw that set released, I'm like, oh my god, I need to buy this, because I could turn him into Oryx the Taken King. And you want to know what I got for Christmas?
Oryx and Taken King.
Well, technically yes, but also no, because I got the Lego set dude in Airsham Shadow. And then I proceeded to order the wings for Oryx, and then I opened up the set once I got both wings, because I had to get them from two different sellers on Bricklink, which is a Lego selling website, for both sets as well as pieces, individual pieces.
Okay. I remember that.
Yeah.
That
And it is very easy to... Go ahead.
If there was an official collaboration between Lego and Destiny, I would go for it.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. There used to be one for Mega Bloks in Destiny, and then they canceled line shortly after Destiny 2 Vanilla. Because you want to know the last one they made?
What?
Gaul.
Smash their hopes to powder again.
There is
Excellent.
one for Lego and Minecraft.
Yeah.
Big shocker,
Seriously.
a game that's about cubes has a Lego set, which is basically cubes.
Yep. And that's the sad thing here, y'all, is that the only two bosses we ever got from Destiny Mega Bloks collaboration, well, three of them, if you count the Spider Tank, was the Spider Tank, Gaul, and Atheon. That's it.
Now,
No
you were about to
Axis,
say something,
no...
Nick? Something about very easy.
Oh yes, Bricklink. It's easy to navigate because you can. It's kind of like eBay in the sense that you can be both a buyer and a seller if you have stuff to sell.
Nice.
But yeah, it's very easy to navigate, and you can actually search up the name of the piece, and then it shows you the piece. Then it shows you, what by color, by set. You can search up the set number. So like 785421. If that's an actual number, I don't know. I just probably made that up. But point is, it's very easy to navigate. You just got to get a little hang of it. But then, like, once you use the first time, and then the next time you go back, you're like, oh, okay. But it's probably better to use on a computer than it is your phone, just because of zooming in and stuff.
I think it's time to bring up the one Lego IP that basically saved the company.
Bionicles.
That was the coolest shit in the early 2000s.
Yep. Some guy left his fishing rod here. That's weird. Oh, no, there it goes.
Like, sure, it had a big old giant story that got a little complicated later on, but it was fucking cool.
Yep.
He got 4 movies. How many other Lego's IPs get movies?
Just the one. Clutch Powers. That's it. And that combines several aspects of Lego. Like, hell, it was the Lego movie before the Lego movie.
And then they fucking canceled it for Hero Factory.
Well, now, Hero Factory wasn't bad. I actually own a
it
few
wasn't
Hero
bad,
Factory sets.
just
No, but
had the
they could have
Bionicle
done both.
just-
Yeah. Like, they could have done both back to back and made even more money.
They tried to bring it
'Cause
back to what was called Generation 2, but
That failed.
miserably.
People still bought the sets, though, but it failed.
And sure, we could have a Generation 3, and they didn't fire the man who actually created Bionicles.
Yep.
And now here I am, a sad Bionicle fan, depressed at the fact that now the older sets are upwards of $100.
Yep.
Heck, Bionicle was so popular, it even appeared in the background of some TV shows.
Yep. Godzilla action figures did that too, and non-Godzilla related movies.
Like,
Top
just,
direct name, Armageddon. Go ahead.
just look at a few episodes of Friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Top results for Godzilla figures in other movies: Armageddon. I don't remember the second one. And Independence Day.
Huh, I'll have to
So
watch
yeah, 3 movies.
it again.
Yeah. Well, it's I know it's King Ghidorah that well, not Will Smith's son in that movie, but well, yeah, the kid.
Yeah, not with
Will Smith's
Will
character's son.
actual son, who needs acting
No,
lessons.
his in-movie son. Yeah, his in-movie son, towards the middle of the movie, after he and his mom evacuated that tunnel, had Ghidorah action figure and I think a Godzilla action figure.
And that was roughly around the same time as the Godzilla movie?
Shortly before.
Oh.
They were both in the 90s, but I think Independence Day was 1994.
Yeah.
But these were Toho figures, so these were the legit Godzilla figures.
Not the overgrown mutated iguana.
No. But not to say that we don't like the overgrown mutated iguana, just not from the 98 movie. We actually like his son from the 99 series, because his son was more like Godzilla, immune to conventional weapons, fought giant monsters, had atomic breath.
Could the 1998 movie have been good? Maybe.
Yes. Did they fucking ruin it and hire somebody that hated Godzilla? Also, yes. Fucking asshole, Roland Emmerich. This is why they killed off Zilla in Final Wars.
Like, Zilla didn't even stand a chance. He got knocked into a building.
Yeah,
and
not
got
any building.
obliterated.
Yeah, and not just any building, the Sydney Opera House. He got tail whipped in the Sydney Opera House and annihilated.
The guy who sent them in even comments about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which side
Stupid
note,
wanna.
so anyone who complains about not being in a Godzilla films, you're not there for the humans. You're there to watch 2 giant kaijus beat the shit out of
Duke it out. Yeah, exactly. Like, seriously, and I all right, let's do a new topic. Movies that not only deserved better, but deserved more.
Yeah.
Predator. For the love of God, could we get a story where the main predator does not die? Seriously.
You know what?
Just
Main
one.
Predator does tend to die a lot. Even as far back as
Yeah,
the original
literally.
Predator.
Yeah, the original Predator. Predator 2. The only reason those others didn't die is because they respected Mike Harrigan for defeating... And here's the other thing I learned. The reason City Hunter was so brash is because he was a fucking teenager on his first blooded hunt after a xenomorph hunt. Like, in his tribe. That was his initiation hunt into that tribe. But the only reason he had his plasma caster is he already killed his xenomorph.
As evidenced by the skull.
Yeah, but he was still a brash teenager. Like, he was probably 20, like, human equivalent of your post-college grad.
Yeah.
You know, the party kid.
So the elders were basically like, alright, that kid failed. As for you, here, have this.
You're good.
Goodbye.
Yeah, have this bit. Exactly. Hell, they sort of did fine with Alien vs. Predator, except for the fact that 2 different Predators got killed by the same damn alien.
And then there's AVPR, which we don't talk about.
I will talk about it a little bit, because Wolf went out like a goddamn badass. He was the best part of that movie.
If you could see.
He's the only... Yeah, if you can actually see the movie. Because, well, here's the problem. When we say it's dark, it's not elementally dark, like emotionally and shit and like horror movie type of scary dark. It is literally dark!
Like,
Yeah.
I know
Like,
the
you
film
cannot
takes place
see
at
shit.
night, but who blew the lighting budget?
Yeah, they blew the lighting budget on the costume budget. And of course, the directors, they weren't proper, credited directors. They were movie editors at one point. Or
Oh,
producers
God.
or something. Like, Yeah, they did not have the proper credentials to direct a movie. They were special effects artists, that's what it was. And here's the other thing. They wanted a more realistic lighting. Like they said, take a look at, the Battle of, Helm's Deep or something in Lord of the Rings. Where's the light coming from? The fucking moon! It doesn't need to be realistic, it needs to be believable.
Right.
I mean, yes, Wolf Predator did take out the power station by getting his ass beat by a xenomorph, but that's only because it surprised him. And he's probably half blind. Like, half of his face vault is scarred. He's missing, and you can see the acid burns on his face.
Like, while there are some good fights to AVPR, it's
An overall shitty film. Yeah. And not only that, but for the sheer fact that at least with Alien vs. Predator, you had the Predator team up with the human. Thank fucking God.
Because there's very few ways to get out of a Yautja hunt alive.
Yeah, you either kill the Yautja, or befriend them. That's it! There's no middle ground! Unless a xenomorph is involved, you're not getting out of it. Either the only other third way is you beat the Yautja in honorable combat without a death, or the Yautja just decides you're too much of a goddamn hassle. So there are 4 ways to get out of a Yautja hunt.
But deciding that you're too much of a hassle is very rare, and there was only one instance where a predator was like, okay, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
I'm out. Yeah, and that's after a guy led him through the entirety of Africa, through hyenas, lions, and a crocodile who took the predator's arm, and then he's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going home. My life is not worth your head on my trophy wall.
I just imagine the other predators being like, what happened to you? Fuck off.
I don't want to talk about it. Seriously. So that's my submission for movies franchise that deserve better. Neb, what's yours?
Alright, let's see. Jurassic Park.
Fair enough.
Because we had, like, the absolutely perfect setup for how things went to shit in Jurassic World.
Yep.
Fallen Kingdom had some problems, but...
Mostly it was a fine film. Yep.
And then the whole thing that Michael Crichton was trying to get across in this series was completely abandoned.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and somebody mentioned that they would be up for a Jurassic Park remake, but not as a movie, as a TV series, more faithful to the books. So that way they could cover... Yeah, so that way they could cover the more specific points of the books in the movie. And you know what? I'd all be up for that. Because honestly, I love the Lost World movie, but knowing how different it is from the book, I wouldn't be opposed to watching the book events play out on screen.
Now, if you still want to include some movie characters in the remake, fine.
That's perfectly fine.
We're not going to argue about that. Most people love Roland.
Yeah. Well, sadly, his actor's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, here's the biggest issue with the Minions. Throughout the first 5 films, the biggest warning that ever was that
don't let the dinosaurs off Dinosaur Island.
Yeah, that these creatures ever got loose on the mainland,
we'd be fucked.
Everything would go to shit.
Yeah. Which, honestly, like, if it was a dinosaur invasion, like akin to an alien invasion, yes. But given the fact that there weren't ever enough dinosaurs to fuck over the Earth, and the fact that Texas exists...
Yeah.
Really? You know, like...
But then they had to introduce that fact that the dinosaurs, at least blue, have started to reproduce asexually, which...
Yeah, that's
a nightmare. Heck, the Scorpion's Rex can do that, and its offspring grew rapidly.
Mm-hmm, and not only that, but it took one look at its... Do we know the Scorpius Rex's gender to begin with? Was it a male? I want to say it was a dude.
The point is, they two took one look at each other,
and they're like, "I can be the only one. Let's settle this now." Took one look at its parent and said, "All right, you gotta go." And then parent took one little kid on and is like, I may have birthed you, but I can take you right out.
Like, imagine if that thing had been unleashed and the kids got off the island before it was deleted.
Oh, God.
Everything would be dead.
Yeah. On top of the fact that it can take out a fully grown Brachiosaurus in one hit. That thing, between that and the Mosasaur, it needed to go first.
Like, I don't know what you can do for future Jurassic Park films other than just a hard reset.
Yeah. I mean, hell, explore some other prehistoric creatures. I mean, hell, Camp Cretaceous started off good by showing us the Sabertooth. Why can't we have more Ice Age creatures? I mean, hell, Camp Cretaceous even said that Henry Wu had access to a mammoth. Show us the mammoth.
And then Camp Cretaceous kind of got destroyed by introducing highly advanced robot dogs, but we don't talk about
Well, that was a different company altogether. We don't talk about Manticore.
Acting like they own this place.
They're also a defunct company as of now, so
Yeah.
you know what? It's fine by me. But also, thank God Cash is dead. Like, I could not stand that man-baby child.
I could not stand him either.
Like, he is what we call in the business, not only a man-child, but a neckbeard. And a cheater. Like, he literally cheated at video games. By hacking the video game itself.
Fucker.
It's going haywire.
Because he was losing. Because he was playing against the kid who knew how to play the game. Oh no. Did that thing
being
just
said-
die? Yes, it did. Oh no.
As far as film franchise that should be left alone,
And the servitor took
Back
down
to the
the
Future.
other fallen.
You
Yeah.
smashed their hopes to
if I
powder.
ever
You know,
hear
well-
anyone wanting to
Excellent.
remake Back to the Future, I'm out.
Well, now, just follow me on this. I think a Back to the Future remake could work in a specific context. The context being that Michael J. Fox plays Doc Brown, and we get a new Marty.
Or Marty's dad.
Yeah, he could play his own dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in
But,
Back to the
yeah.
Future Part 2, they made the character... Basically, when Marty and his girlfriend play several different characters through extremely convincing makeup.
Yeah, and now Michael J. Fox is as old as I think his older self was in Back to the Future 2. So it could technically work.
I mean, heck, you don't even really have to recast Doc Brown.
No,
Christopher
he's
Lloyd's still alive.
Yeah, and not only that, but Christopher Lloyd is now canonically as old as Doc Brown was in Back to the Future. These
Hell, you
things
can
could
even
work.
make a whole joke of when he comes to 2020, it's like, what? Did... Well, this is depressing.
Marty, what did we change in the timeline? This doesn't look like 2015 anymore.
What do you mean that was a fever dream?
What do you mean a gorilla died?
Who's they?
What the hell is an aluminum falcon? Am I making tangent back to fans?
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like a character isn't allowed to just be stupid anymore. Like,
Or
we
evil.
we all know Ed and Eddie. And we all know Ed.
Yeah.
He is very stupid.
Yeah, he is very stupid.
But I wonder if the way that a lot of people think nowadays, if they would think that he's not stupid, but perhaps, like, has some issue. Thus, calling him the dumb one might, in their point of view, be highly inappropriate.
I mean, I can see that.
Yeah. But don't scream about it online and make yourself seem like, a Karen about it.
Right.
There's ways to go about these things. Like, you calmly state, like, hey, I understand that X character is supposed to be portrayed as the dumb one, but I have a relative or somebody who's also like that, but they're on this spectrum.
Then
So,
again,
while I still, there's ways to go about it.
we have the perfect character that fits the funny stupid. Caboose.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing wrong with Caboose.
It's just a few screws loose short of a full,
And arguably the most good-natured character in the show.
He's just, a couple sandwiches short of a picnic.
Yeah, exactly. Because Yogi stole them.
Exactly.
I mean, you could argue that Donut is also kind of dumb, but his dumbness often comes from misreading the situation.
Yeah. Also, have we confirmed if Donut is LGBTQ or not? Like,
They've
or is
never
that just the running
outwardly
joke?
said.
I know, it's like, literally, everyone looks at him and they're like, dude? Like, they never outright just say it to his face. They allude to it all the hell out, but you're like, is he or is he not?
Like, throughout
Well,
the
you never
show,
know.
you can watch him get progressively more and more flamboyant.
Yes.
You can also watch his voice get more and more high-pitched in real time.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, for a few seasons he was sidelined,
Yeah.
but at least
Especially
in one
'cause we thought
season
he
it
was
was
dead.
explainable because, well,
Yeah.
we thought he was dead.
Yeah. But he wasn't, he was just unconscious. Heavily.
I mean, heck, it was even the starring role in one season before Zero had.
RVB0.
We don't
Yep.
talk about RVB0.
Nope. So, Volt, are there any movie franchises you can think of that deserve better?
Well, I don't know if we need more of it, but I do kind of wish people would give The Matrix more love.
Well, yeah,
A lot of... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna agree with you because I know there was a Matrix film recently that
Number 4.
was even hyped up and promoted in the Unreal Engine 5 demo, and then
Yep.
nobody talked about it.
Nope.
Well, let's talk about it. I actually really enjoyed it, and it kind of played to the recursive loop that was presented throughout The Matrix 3, that there have been multiple The Ones and multiple people just like Neo who have tried to do this over and over again. And we see where in the fourth movie, Neo literally got put back into the Matrix and looped. And now he's still the one, but he has to learn it all over again because it's all been reset. Somehow it's not safe. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That brings me back to time loops and whatnot. And I think I know
Yeah.
the movie that literally gives the best example. What do we call
Groundhog
it?
Day.
The Loop.
Oh, that too. I didn't know the loop existed. But yeah, I guess Neb's example, the loop.
Well, it's a movie
Indeed.
that stars, what's his name? He's bald. It's not Vin Diesel.
The Rock.
No, it's not
Bruce
The Rock,
Willis?
but this guy is hired to go back in time to kill a kid who ends up becoming a crime lord called the Rainmaker.
Yeah, that was Bruce Willis. Yes.
Oh, yeah, Bruce Willis.
Yes. No, that was a wonderful movie.
And
Didn't Bruce
Luke,
Willis...
the guy is sent back in time to kill this kid, but then his old self kills the kid's mother while the kid gets away on the train and turns to a life of crime. He realizes the only way to break the loop is to take himself out, which immediately erases old Bruce Willis. And thus
He
Wait, wasn't
technically
that-
can't exist.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, wasn't that the Looper?
Yeah,
It might have been called Looper.
I'm sorry, I got
Yeah. Nah, it's okay. Cause wasn't the younger actor of Bruce Willis's character, Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
I've only
I
watched
remember
the
that
movie
movie now.
once.
Because
It
as
was a
soon
good
as
movie.
as soon as you said Bruce Willis, I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like Looper. But I thought the whole thing was that the young Bruce Willis character was an assassin, and targets are sent back from the future.
Yes. Normally, when it's your time, they send your old self back into the past, and then you kill yourself. But this gives
Makes
you time
sense.
to retire, enjoy your life, until it's your time to be sent back.
Makes sense.
Well, Bruce Willis got him to not kill him, admittedly clobbering the fuck out of him. But he had to take his young self with him so he wouldn't be used against him. Because one guy tried to get away in the future.
Yeah.
And then next thing he knows, he's starting to lose body parts because they captured his young self and were cutting off body parts to get him to show up.
Oh.
So Bruce Willis couldn't really risk his young self getting hurt because he needs to try.
And I think the Rainmaker is part of why that whole assassination mission exists, though. Basically, if the Rainmaker doesn't exist persona-wise.
Another exotic fish. Yay. Then...
But yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people, when you talk to them about the Matrix, they had a lot of trouble keeping up with it. And I feel like it can be simplified if you look at it correctly. A lot of people didn't understand how he was in real life and then went to real life. That didn't make sense, but he wasn't. The Earth...
He was in a computer.
Yeah, it was a simulation that all the humans that were who were in the Matrix were connected to, and they would go find hotspots. Think of it literally like a Wi-Fi hotspot. They would go find hotspots and enter the Matrix to try to fight the robots, who know the robots were not in the Matrix, but that's why they had the agents. They were in the Matrix and could fight them as programs. Because right now, they're logged into a server.
Yep. And of course, the one and only Agent Smith was played by Hugo Weaving, who would eventually, around that same time the Matrix movies were coming out, would go on to voice the one, the only, the tyrannical Lord Megatron of the Decepticons.
I'm not sure if the Matrix was before or after Lord of the Rings, but he was also in Lord of the Rings.
Now, there's an anime series that also has a weird time loop, and that's Neon Genesis Evangelion, where the events of the anime were literally happening over and over and over.
Dear Jesus.
It took until the rebuilds for...
into an insane asylum.
Yeah. Because the author was going through some real bad shit at the time, and the reason Rebuild has a happy ending was because the author got better.
Very good.
And thus the cycle of the show was broken. And that's all I'm going to go into because Evangelion is weird. Like, really, really weird.
Yeah. And then, of course, Japan decided to make Evangelion, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and Godzilla part of a superhero team.
Yeah, that...
Not just any Godzilla, Shin Godzilla.
I don't know what the difference is.
Well, here's the thing, Vault. Shin Godzilla was not necessarily made by the atomic bomb. He was made by what happens when you fuse a frill shark and a scientist talking about the economic, bad stuff of dumping radiation into your ocean.
Right.
And then, of course, good old radiation. But, of course, he didn't start off as normal Godzilla. He started off as a giant tail. Then he became Kamata-kun, which is the ugly little Godzilla fish thing that came out of the bay. Then he formed into another Godzilla that was bleeding red goo all over the city. Then, of course, he turned into the I am in pain 100% of the time proper Shin Godzilla that shoots out lasers of death from everywhere.
That's not even the scary part. The scary part is that even as they froze him, he was still evolving
further. Yeah. Into human-sized Godzillas.
It's all bet you any money, probably would have evolved even further.
Yep. So yeah, we don't talk about shit. And then, of course, in a trailer for a pachinko game, Shin Godzilla shot the main EVA unit and awakened G-cells within it, turning it into the abomination that was only a statue, the EVA Godzilla.
That's terrifying to think about.
Yeah. Spooky it is.
Let's see. Now let's talk about a film franchise that's been horribly mistreated. Alien.
Alright.
Yep.
We're talking about like the xenomorph alien.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Those first two movies, amazing.
Amazing. Wonderful. Awesome. Back-to-back love. Alien
film.
3.
Acceptable. Passable.
Yikes. But yeah, acceptable. Passable.
Alien
Fourth film.
4.
What fourth film?
There is no fourth film.
There is no fourth film in Bossing Say.
Prometheus.
But I'm Judy.
I'm Judy. You're Judy. He's Judy. Are there any other Judys I should know about?
Meow.
Meow. That's it. I'm out of here.
Prometheus.
Garbage.
Alien Covenant.
Literally, before you go with Alien Covenant, literally, when I first saw the trailer for Prometheus, I thought it was ripping off Alien because they used the same creepy, wailing sound effect. The boo-doo-dwee, boo-doo-dwee, that one.
The sound of nightmares.
Yeah, I thought they were ripping off Alien. I didn't know until later on that it was made by the guy who made Alien, but then even later, I didn't know it was supposed to be a prequel to Aliens, and then I'm like, no wonder they used that same sound effect from the original movie's trailer.
Right.
And then Alien Covenant, if I may.
Yes, now.
No. No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
No. No.
Wrong. So many things wrong.
Yep. Once again, you want to know the only good thing that came out of that movie, Neb?
Michael Fassbender?
No. I'm staring at it right now on my shelf above my next to my Xbox. God dang action figure. Only good thing that came from that movie. The action figures, once again.
Now, the biggest
Hello.
issue is no fault of Alien Covenant alone. It's the fact that with the purchase by Disney, that entire prequel plotline has been abandoned.
Yep. Honestly, I think it's for the better, though.
But the absolute worst atrocity is that we could have had a proper follow-up to Aliens from Neil Blomkamp, and Fox said no.
Yep. Bad days.
And then there was Colonial Marines. Jesus Christ.
It had a decent story, and they fucked it up with one simple bug. As far as the gameplay goes.
Now, as far as that many xenomorphs still being around after a reactor basically went nuclear, that can be debated till we're blue in the face.
Yes.
But it's just... it had such a troubled production that they might have been better off just saying screw it and starting over.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Alien Isolation, which felt like an actual Alien game.
Yeah. Except I would have rather been able to kill the alien.
Yeah, got followed up by a comic book and a mobile game.
Yep.
Now, question.
Yes?
Yes.
Do we consider the AVP movies to be part of the Alien franchise or the Predator franchise?
See, that's where it gets weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Or is
say...
it its own thing?
I'm gonna say a bit of both, because in the Alien vs. Predator 2010 game, it's established that the bishop from that movie, who is Carl Bishop Whalen, has the memories implanted from the 2004 appearance of Bishop, which is Charles Bishop Whalen. And the fact that in the Alien vs. Predator Requiem, you see Ms. Yutani, who is in charge of Yutani Corporation. And if you know from Alien, by the time of Alien 1 and 2, and 3 for a lesser extent, that it's the now Wayland Yutani Corporation. So, you know they merged.
Look at those folks, acting like they own it.
So... and then in the Predator 2018, you see that the government has Lex's spear from the 2004 movie. So, deal with that as you will. Where's the server?
Now, Alien vs. Predator we can simply figure out. What I can't forgive is the blatant timeline violation that is Alien Covenant being sent way too short before Alien 1.
Yep.
Because I'm sorry, that engineer had been crashed on that moon long enough to be fucking fossilized.
Yep.
And I refuse to believe that android created actual xenomorphs. He created counterfeit xenomorphs.
Again.
Yeah. And then specifically, they're called the protomorphs. But, yeah, my belief is that the engineers made xenomorphs proper, and David tried to basically recreate them from nothing but blueprints and scratch. And got basically damn close enough that he did produce viable facehuggers that looked like facehuggers. But upon the chestburster stage, it was already a fully formed baby xenomorph instead of the normal chestburster.
I will always hold the belief that the engineers created the xenomorphs as a weapon of biomechanical warfare and lost control of them.
Oh yeah. But of course, they didn't stop at just one biomechanical weapon. They also had the black goo.
Which is some really dangerous eldritch-looking shit.
Yeah. But it can be inferred that since David basically had a shit ton of access to black goo, that the black goo may have been basically the secret ingredient into making a xenomorph.
Also, David committed genocide.
Yes, he did. Now, it's questionable whether that was a species, if that was the engineer species proper, or a clone species that the engineers made that worship them as gods.
And this is the biggest problem with Prometheus and Covenant. We are left with so many questions that we'll never have the answers for.
Nope, unless they make a comic or something.
And now here we are, 1 year away from having a new Alien film written by...
some Spanish dude. I don't know.
Yes. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Will it be tied to anything? We don't know.
Nope. Also, Neb, I'm almost done with my fishing quest. I've got 2 more points, so I can get another bluefish here.
Alright.
So we can probably end the Pondcast again soon.
The biggest lesson to take away from this, viewers, is don't harass your content creators. Have a story that makes sense.
Yep.
If you're going for a prequel,
look, a bluefish.
Don't abandon it.
Yeah. And also, don't over-advertise. But don't under-advertise either.
At the perfect amount of advertising.
Yeah. Also, don't have short ads before your videos. Especially if they're a short video.
Yes. This has been the Destiny 2. Yep.
Yeah. Last point is also have a consistent release schedule as far as both triple chronological production and release order. Or just don't, give your product to a studio that doesn't release it in the proper order to begin with. Because back to Miraculous real quick. ZAG releases the episodes once they're fully animated to a Brazilian network that shows them in Brazil first, despite the show being France, as far as overseas, because it goes France, Brazil, US. But of course, all the episodes get love in the other countries, except America, who gets the bottom of the barrel as far as release order, production, chronological, whatever, yada yada yada. But yeah, have a consistent release schedule, have a consistent chronological schedule, have a consistent production schedule, both in-universe and in real life, to make sure that you're releasing them in proper order of every of the triple orders. Chronological, production, and release. Go ahead and finish up, Neb.
This has been the opinions of 2 very old and slightly frustrated Destiny fans.
Yep. See you next time on Destiny 2. Exactly. And we will see you all next time on the Destiny 2 Pondcast. Alright, are you done recording now?
Yes, I run out of D2 to